Hey everyone, welcome to Love and Life's Journey. I'm Chantel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new to my channel and you like DIY projects, DIYs on a budget, Dollar Tree DIYs, then be sure to hit that subscribe button because I do a lot of that here on this channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell and set those notifications so that you'll be notified when I upload new videos. So before I get into today's project, I just want to say thank you. This week, Love and Life's Journey hit 25,000 subscribers, and I'm just super excited and so thankful and grateful for all of you for watching. So thank you so much. And to thank you and celebrate 25,000 subscribers, I have a 25% off coupon code in the description box below that will give you 25% off on any of my merchandise. And you can find that right below this video in the merch shelf. There's shirts with my logo on it, the Love and Life's Journey logo. There's hoodies and like this. They're all different colors, and there's even some designs, other designs that I have created, such as this bloom design. So be sure to check those out. There's t-shirts and hoodies and coffee mugs and phone cases, all kinds of things. So be sure to use that coupon code for 25% off on any of my merch. And thank you so much for subscribing. So now let's get into today's DIY. Today is kind of my first official Christmas DIY project of the season. I did do that reversible scarecrow snowman, but that was kind of a fall-winter DIY. So this is my first official Christmas DIY project for the season. And I know some of you are thinking it's way too early for Christmas, but if you make your own gifts or your own decor, then you know you need extra time and you need to start early. And now is when all of those great craft supplies and items for Christmas are in the stores. So today's project is an advent calendar or a Christmas countdown, and it's in a wreath form, and I'm really excited to share this with you. So let's jump in and get started.
For this project, I am using one of these round wreath forms from Dollar Tree. This is the largest size they carry. It's an 18-inch wreath form. I'll be using 3 packages of these SureFresh containers that can be found in the food storage aisle at Dollar Tree. There are 10 in a package, and I need 25 containers, so you have to get 3 packages for this project. I'm using an assortment of open stock scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby that you can get 4 sheets for $1. I liked these. I picked out kind of more vintage looking patterns, but you could use any type of patterns that you want to. I also picked up 2 of these 15-foot garlands from Dollar Tree for this project. And I'll be using 1 roll of this green burlap ribbon that you can find in the floral section at Dollar Tree. I'm also going to use 1 roll of wired ribbon. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, but it only takes 1 roll for this. I'm going to start my wreath by taking the green burlap ribbon and securing the end of it to the wire wreath form, and then I'm just going to wrap the burlap ribbon around the wreath form. And I only had 1 roll of ribbon, so I'm leaving spaces in between this. It's not going to show, it's just giving me more area to glue onto later. And so if you have 2 rolls of ribbon, then you could cover this completely, but I didn't think it was really necessary. And then I'm just going to secure the other end with a little bit of hot glue as well. So really this next step probably should have been the first step. That way the paint could be drying while I was working on the wreath, but I'm laying out all of the little containers and taking the lids off. The lids are face up, the containers are face down, and then I'm going to be using some spray paint in a metallic gold color and this is just a Krylon spray paint I got at Walmart, and I'm going to spray paint these containers and the lids, and I'm going to do this for all 25 containers. So next I'm going to take this garland from Dollar Tree, and it's 15 feet. It's just a single strand. It's not like the big full garlands that you get at some other stores for a lot more money, but this works great for this project, and I only needed 2 bundles, so that came out perfectly for wrapping this wreath form. So I'm just going to attach the end to the wreath form with a little bit of hot glue, and then wrap the entire wreath with this garland. Once the paint on the containers is dry, the next step is to attach them to the wreath. Now this was a little bit tricky because I wasn't sure of the spacing and having that come out evenly. So what I did was I figured out where I wanted to put a bow on my wreath, and I'm putting the bow on the bottom of my wreath. And then I just started putting a few containers. So I put 2 on one side, and then I put 2 on the other side of where my bow is going to be. And when I attach these, I'm spreading the garland out a little bit, and I'm gluing it to that burlap ribbon that I wrapped around the wreath. That just gave me a little bit more surface area to glue to, and it's still gluing a little bit to the garland and partially to the wire of the wreath form, and so this just makes it a little bit more secure. And I'm using quite a bit of hot glue, and I do recommend using the Gorilla Glue sticks for this because you want these to stay on. So I'm going to continue adding the containers, and I'm adding a few on each side, and I did these kind of in increments of 5. So I put 5 on one side, and then I'm going to put 5 on the other side, and I figured out that by doing this and alternating back and forth, it kind of gave me a space to work with where I could figure out exactly how to space these so that all 25 of these would fit on the wreath. And so, because it's really hard to sit them all on the wreath and have them stay without gluing them down. So by working 5 at a time, it worked out perfectly. And as I'm gluing these on the wreath, I am fluffing up the garland up around the sides of the containers a little bit, just so it looks like they're kind of down inside the greenery and not just sitting on the top. And then I'm just going to continue around the wreath until I have all 25 containers glued in place. I realize this does look a little bit funny right now, but trust me, it's all going to come together in the end. So I'm not sure what happened to my video of me cutting out the circles from the pattern scrapbook paper, but I just made a pattern the diameter of the inside of the lids on the containers. These containers were 2 inches, so I made a pattern and then I just cut out circles from the scrapbook paper. And now I'm just laying these out onto the wreath just to figure out which ones I want where so that I like the looks of them. And I actually did cut out more than 25 circles so that I could have options of what patterns to put where. So I didn't necessarily have the same number of each pattern. So once I was happy with the layout of the patterned scrapbook paper on the wreath, then I took a black marker. This is actually a black metallic marker. You could use a Sharpie. You could use stickers. You could use stencils or paint or whatever you want to put the numbers on these. I didn't want them to be really super bold and obvious, so I thought this marker worked well. And on some of them it doesn't show up really well, but actually in person it shows up better than it does on the camera. So since my bow is going to be on the bottom, I'm going to start to the left of the bow with the number 1, and I'm going to go all the way around clockwise, numbering them from 1 to 25. So once I have all the containers numbered, then I'm going to take and glue the paper circles to the lids, and I am just using some clear tacky glue for this. You could use any type of glue. You could probably even use like Mod Podge for this, or any type of adhesive, but this is what I had on hand, so this is what I'm using, and it seemed to work really well. Next, I'm going to take my Christmas wired ribbon that I got at Dollar Tree, and I am going to make a bow to put on my wreath. Now, you could put your bow on the top of the wreath or the bottom of the wreath. You just want to kind of plan for how you're going to lay out your wreath when you're making it. But I decided this plaid ribbon looked really pretty with the scrapbook papers that I chose, and so I am going to make a bow with this. And I'm going to fold a loop over and then just fold it back and forth, and keeping in mind the space that I have for this bow. And so then I'm going to do about 3 loops on each side and then 1 in the center. Once I have the bow looking like I want it and the size I want it, I'm going to take a pipe cleaner and just put that through the center of the bow and twist it around on the back side of the bow. Then I'm going to use the pipe cleaner to attach the bow to the wreath. So I'll just poke that pipe cleaner down through the wreath and then pull it tight on the back side and twist it to secure it. And I'm just going to fluff up my ribbon, and that's what I love about wired ribbon, is it holds its shape and it just looks really nice and professional. Then I'm going to trim the ends of my ribbon to the length that I want. I'm just cutting them at a little bit of an angle. Then I decided I wanted a little something extra, so I'm taking one of these floral stems from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use some of the berries off of it. So I'm just cutting them off in little sections with a pair of scissors, and they cut really easily. And then I'm going to hot glue them just in a few areas all the way around the wreath, just to give it a little bit more decoration and kind of finish it off. And now all that's left is to add something to the inside of each container. You could do something like candy, but if you don't want to do candy, there are so many other ideas. You could do little slips of paper that have family activities on them, of an activity that you could do every day for the month of December. You could put scriptures in each one. You could put the name of someone to pray for in each one. There's really endless possibilities as long as it'll fit in that little container. And then, of course, I'm going to add a little jute twine hanger to the back of this wreath just to make it easier to hang up. So here's the finished wreath. I really like how it turned out. It's obviously something that you want to hang on an interior door, and you would want to help little kids get into the little containers because you wouldn't want them pulling the wreath apart. But it's just a fun way to have a really nice piece of decor that's also functional and fun for the whole family. I hope you liked this project. I really liked making it, and if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel to grow. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to check out that 25% off coupon code in the description box below for 25% off all of my merchandise. Thank you so much to all of my subscribers. I'm so thankful to be celebrating 25,000 of you, and I can't wait to bring you more DIYs. So thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day.